teammate. Stark said, the key to us is if I'm offensive and a vocal leader. Now, reminder, Texas won a national championship last season led by a setter, freshman at the time, Ella Swindle. So a freshman leading their team to the national championship as a setter is not unheard of. Paul?
Thank you, Shelby. And starting setters, none other than Micah Hancock, an Olympic gold medalist and Olympic silver medalist, was the last freshman to start full-time here at Penn State. The Golden Eagles are certainly golden in their uniform choice, and it will be Penn State back to serve. Good first contact and block touch. Nice slow down that time by Trammell. Trammell in the middle for Penn State. To the outside, Merzick with her first of many attempts wearing number 9 in white.
A transfer from Michigan. In fact, this entire offense is full of transfers who have found a second home here at Penn State and found quite a bit of success. And you pair that with the youngster and Izzy Stark, and this has been quite the team.
Working on Hamilton to good effect. Very nice passing. Good dig in the backcourt by Jocelyn Nathan. Getting more and more playing time is number 11 in white for Penn State. That's a nice cutback out of the middle. Carson Murray, 6'4" graduate out of Lee's Summit, Missouri. All Big East last year. Not so this year.
However, she did lead the Big East in efficiency. We asked Coach Ryan Tice, how is she left off that team?
I'm scratching my head.
Absolutely.
Molly Brezowitz, 5'7" sophomore out of Burlington, Wisconsin, the libero. Back to serve Taylor Trammell. Izzy Stark into the middle to Trammell, wearing number 1, 6'2" graduate from Lexington, Kentucky. There is Katie Schumacher-Colley, the Big Ten Coach of the Year and national champ for the Nittany Lions in 1999, and fighting a battle against Marquette and a lot of opponents, but also against breast cancer right now. Been very, very open and honest with us about her course of treatment and what she and her team are going through at the same time.
So good to see Ella Foti back to serve for Marquette. She was injured in their match against Utah early in set 5, did not return to the court. And Paul, she missed the last 4 matches of last season with a hand injury. So you know she's given it all she's got to be part of the postseason here.
Well, based on the performance for Ryan Tice in his 11th year in the Marquette Golden Eagles, 25-8 overall, 16-2. Only losses in conference were 2 Creighton. But back to Foti at Utah in Salt Lake City. And the Utes, a very, very good volleyball team, seeded higher than Marquette, but Marquette took them out in 5 sets on the road to advance to this regional final. There is Ava Falduto, 5'7" freshman out of Elmhurst, Illinois. Number 5 recruit coming in out of high school, and they're serving every ball to Hamilton. Nice dig by Foti. Twisted that ankle very badly, could not come back in that 5th set. Merzick is rejected. Big play out of the middle by Hattie Bray, 6'2" senior out of Hancock, Wisconsin, wearing number 22 in gold.
You wouldn't know it by watching this play, but this is a Marquette team that's pretty beat up. Hattie Bray suffered an ankle injury in their final regular season match against DePaul. She came back to play in the Big East tournament, certainly not 100%. So this is a team that's battling late season injuries.
Beautiful float serve that time by Hamilton. Aubrey Hamilton, 6'2", redshirt senior out of Heartland, Wisconsin. Mentioned she transferred from the Fighting Irish. Good first contact. Off the slide, covered. Nice work by Nathan to keep the ball alive. Merzick going high hands. Nothing going down easy, a lot like Texas and Creighton. One-on-one to the outside. Unloading is Merzick.
Nice execution there by Izzy Stark to hold the middle blocker. She is working Bray right now, forcing her to have to block middle and outside, and the quick set past the middle creates a really nice one-on-one opportunity there for Merzick.
There is Jess Merzick, 4-time All-Big Ten, 6'1" graduate out of Livonia, Michigan, 6th in the Big Ten Conference in scoring. Chopped down the line by Ring. That's going to be a net violation. A little unlucky that time by Natalie Ring, wearing number 17 out of Madison, Wisconsin, in the gold jersey.
Natalie Ring actually chose to redshirt a season ago. Coach Tice offered her that opportunity as a freshman. She passed on it, but then realized her role was going to be limited with so many older players, and she took the entire last season just to develop more shots.
Very, very smart short serve working on Brezowitz. Yadira Anchante, the outstanding setter for Marquette, a couple of years ago. She preceded Kendall Waite as far as setter of the year in the Big East Conference. First time in a while that two Big East teams have made it into the NCAA tournament. Cameron Hanna, good swing high up into the block. Anchante working right side, and an unforced error, number 22, Hattie Bray.
A missed opportunity. Marquette got the look they wanted. I really like watching Anchante as a setter. She's so crafty. You will regularly see her take her eyes off the ball and take a look at the block across the net. That's what she did there. She sends it behind for a really good one-on-one look, but they just couldn't capitalize there.
Again, wearing number 1 out of Lima, Peru. Her family now lives in France. That is Aubrey Hamilton. That is a 5-0 run now for Penn State. These two teams meeting for the very first time in the NCAA tournament. Quick 8-5 lead opening set for Merzick. Boy, it gets quiet here in Rec Hall when Penn State is serving. That ball missed out of bounds. Marquette might need a timeout. And we shall have it. Marquette needs to settle things down. Opening set in enemy territory. 17. The only program to win 3 straight NCAA titles, and the only program, obviously, to win 4 straight NCAA championships. Coming out of the timeout, 9-5 lead for Penn State. On the slide, Maggie Mendelson, one of the other transfers you were talking about out of Nebraska. Caroline Jaravicius is another, playing the right side. Merzick out of the back row. Marquette might challenge. They're saying no touch. Anchante said to not get a piece of that, but no challenge because that ball was ripped down the line successfully that time by Natalie Ring.
Yeah, pretty questionable there when you saw the bounce of the net, but it won't matter as Marquette finally able to capitalize there on a good swing prior to the timeout. 3 unforced errors offensively from Marquette, and I like the early timeout to just calm the nerves.
Oh, that's a tough chance. That's a break for Penn State.
Yeah.
Out of the middle, number 12, Murray's got to do more with that. Good quick swing, a lot of back row attack utilized by Yadira Anchante.
Particularly to Aubrey Hamilton, who is just so good right down the middle. She's going to take the majority of swings for this team, and she handles that load with such poise. Hamilton
was 20 of 58 in the win in Salt Lake City in 5 sets over the highly regarded Utes. That was really a good team. Cameron Hanna, nice dig out of the back court. Adriana Studer coming in and playing. Oh, look at that. What a delivery. And the early magic from number 21, Izzy Stark.
Izzy Stark has been on campus for almost a year now, and as she told us yesterday, she said, I don't feel like a freshman anymore. She has put in the work. She's put in the hours. She is a high IQ volleyball player. Talked to us yesterday about having her own coaches self-scout her for tendencies coming into the tournament. Just love to hear it.
Defensive specialist on in, Quang Menger. Nice kick that time by Anchante. She's from a soccer country in Peru, so that was pretty good training. Yeah, it was very interesting to have our conversation with Izzy Stark. Talk about cerebral and game planning. I mean, she was so prepared, and just a wonderful conversation with a bright young star. And speaking of that, she was the Big Ten Freshman of the Year, and certainly a favorite to be the National Freshman of the Year. Anchante with a serve. Hanna, did she get a piece of the block? That was just out of bounds, and there was a micro touch off the top of the block, and no complaint whatsoever coming from Marquette. Marquette at 25-8 on the year. Penn State at 31-2. Co-champs with Nebraska out of the Big Ten Conference. First time they've won the conference since 2017. Only losses to Wisconsin and to Pittsburgh. Nice block that time. Taylor Trammell with some help off the perimeter with Jaravicius.
Penn State had an advantage in that point because of just one option first contact, but I really like that Jaravicius leaves absolutely no doubt. Strong right hand turns that ball in bounds.
Very good deep serve, but that floats just long. Good work that time by Molly Brezowitz, the outstanding libero, wearing the dark jersey for Marquette. There is Jenna Reitzman, 5'11" senior out of Lowell, Michigan. Good first contact, nicely done. Good passing, good reception. We got to talk about number 3, Jillian Grimes, the libero, 5'6" junior out of Westchester, Illinois for Penn State.
So many options for this Penn State offense. I really think that's what sets this team apart, the emergence of more weapons. Taylor Trammell, we saw come into her own last year. This season, the emergence of Cam Hanna. So many places to go for Izzy Stark.
Tight pass, and Merzick will take care of that. Talking about Grimes, averages 3.9 digs per set, 5th best in the Big Ten. But maybe more importantly, and to the point, 59% good or perfect pass for the libero for Penn State, wearing the dark colored jersey. Right side, Foti is slowed. Talked to her before the match. I said, how are you? She said, hey, I'm good. I'm good. I'm going to play. Merzick, you could hear it. Very good trajectory for number 9 in white, registering another kill.
What a nice start for Jess Merzick. 7 swings already, 4 of those kills, hitting .429.
Talking to Izzy Stark about the difference in location. Cameron Hanna likes the ball higher, and Jess Merzick likes it wider, the kind of adjustments that you know full well after setting for so long at Florida.
And we also talked to her about the fact that her 2 middles are very different players. So as a setter, she's truly setting 5 different attackers. It's not just setting the left side, the middle, and the right side, but she's got 5 very different attackers that she's delivering the ball to.
Penn State with the early 15-10 advantage, working on Merzick, try to add to that workload. Good dig by Enchante. And Aubrey Hamilton trying to go high hands, but never got over the top of that ball. Grimes now back to serve. 30 matches as the libero last year, averaged just under 3.7 digs per set. Nice pass by Brezowitz. Oh, what a better block. Maggie Mendelson, 6'5" junior out of Ogden, Utah, with the rejection out of the middle for Penn State. Timeout called, Penn State, but what a battle against Utah, right down to the wire, and showed their resilience. Ryan Tice's Marquette squad led 23-19 in the 4th to win it. They gave up that lead, moved into the 5th set, and finally closed it out. A real credit to the Golden Eagles of Marquette and how tough they had to be on the road. Let's go to Shelby on the sideline.
Paul, Marquette head coach Ryan Tice in the huddle just now said, our issue right now is that first touch. He said, if we cannot get a quality first touch, that's going to stop us from putting pressure on Penn State. That needs to change now. Paul?
Absolutely right. It all starts with the first contact to stress the defense. And that ball served just out of bounds, so good timeout work by the coaching staff, headed up by Ryan Tice. In his 11th year, 9 consecutive tournament appearances. Would have been 10, except for the COVID field that was limited to 48 teams. Here is Ella Foti. And that ball just out of bounds. Volleyball's doing quite well in Wisconsin these days. The Wisconsin Badgers certainly in the conversation to win another national championship. It would be their second. It appears that Nebraska and Wisconsin are headed towards one another, but we shall see.
Marquette certainly proving there's room for 2 regional volleyball teams in the state of Wisconsin, much like Creighton showing up and showing out for the state of Nebraska.
Timing not there for Mendelson. Brezowitz all over the off speed. Good swing by Foti, got a piece of the block. If you're just joining us, Creighton once again a solid win over the 2-time defending champions from the University of Texas, 3-1. They will play the winner of this match on Sunday. The last match, 8:30 Eastern time, that missed by Hamilton. The last mid-major to make it to the national semifinals was Long Beach State in 1998. That is a long time ago.
Yes, it is.
Creighton is a really, really solid volleyball team and very talented. Here is Merzick, as is Penn State, as is Marquette. Here is Ring, tough swing against a couple of blockers. Nice pokey that time by Mendelsohn. What a perfect set in transition, and that's Cameron Hanna. A little more air under the ball.
That's right.
We talk about too tight, too far off. What's the perfect set in a situation like this?
Well, truthfully, it depends on the attacker, and I think that's why Izzy Stark is just so amazing as a freshman. As you mentioned, a little more air under that one. We talked to her about the fact that Cam Hanna jumps so high, it has to be a little bit of a higher set, and you want to give them just enough room to swing around the block without pulling the ball so far off the net that they can't fully execute with their athleticism.
Wow, what a swing by 17 Ring. 2.6 kills per set, had 16 in the win at Utah, 16 kills on 34 swings. Here is the middle blocker, Bray, first team all Big East. Right side, one-on-one, chopped but dug by Anchante. Another quality swing off the top of the block. Nicely done in transition. And remember when we talked to Ryan Tice yesterday at their practice? He said, we got to dig balls, and when we have opportunities, will we hit a high enough number in transition to stay with a team like Penn State?
Absolutely. Score in transition. If you make that dig, you've got to be able to convert it.
Working on Merzick, but it's been up to the task so far. Cameron Hanna again, number 8 in white. 6'2" graduate out of Lansing, Illinois. Second season at Penn State, started her career at Clemson.
Was playing on the right side a season ago at the start of the year, and by the end of the season had moved to the left side and really felt like she was just getting good when the season came to an end. Well, that good has rolled into this season and become great at the left pin.
All Big Ten first team was Hanna. Free ball coming, and that ball nicely tipped by Izzy Stark, the freshman setter we've been talking about.
And she gets a big clap from her head coach there on the bench, a smile from Izzy. I'd say there was a little communication between those two about being offensive early in the match. Force this team to defend you.
22-14 is the advantage. It's the largest lead of the opening set so far. Boy, I like that set, but I like the block better if you're a Penn State fan. Taylor Trammell. Izzy Stark is very, very stout out on the pin. 6'1" as a blocker out of Vieira, Florida. Blocks very, very well from the setting position.
And Taylor Trammell putting in some work to get out there and make the close. Coach Schumacher-Colley told us, we get a lot of offense from Taylor Trammell, but we think she can do more defensively, asking her to work really hard on that block, and we see it pay off. Hamilton looking to go high hands. Good dig in the backcourt. Merzick, very good overhand digger, very strong hands. Back to Hamilton again. Good block deflection. Touched by Menger. And that missed out of bounds. Perfect set. Just an unforced error that time by Jess Merzick. Really liked the design, just missed it long. Penn State 2 points away. Nittany Lions hitting .357 right now, and Marquette hitting .031. Yadira Anchante back now for Marquette. Beautiful set and swing that time once again from Cameron Hanna. 5 of 8 now for Cameron Hanna, hitting .625. She's errorless so far.
Set point number 1 for Izzy Stark and Penn State. Right side, Jara Vicious gets the ball off the block deflection and to the floor. Very, very convincing opening search. This game-changing research that helps save lives. You can join the fight against cancer by visiting v.org/donate. 100% of your donation goes directly to cancer research. Katie Schumacher-Colley already been through an awful lot, but Shelby, you know full well that there's a lot more ahead in her battle against breast cancer.
Absolutely, Paul. And Katie Schumacher-Colley said the key is I have to always tell my team what is going on with my appointments and everything. I never keep them in the dark. And she's actually going to have surgery after the new year. She was supposed to have her next chemo round during Christmas. Her doctor said you are clear to wait till after the holiday. And her outside hitter, Jess Merzick, said this really puts things into perspective. She always shows up for us, and we want to do the same for her. Paul?
Thank you, Shelby. A three-time All-American as a player, three-time All-Big Ten, and also part of head coach Russ Rose's first ever and Penn State's first ever NCAA championship in 1999. Just underway, second set, all Penn State in the first, 25-15. Paul Sunderland back with Missy Whittemore. Right side to Jaravicius.
Jaravicius and Mendelson, both transfers from Nebraska. Jaravicius just breaking out in time for the postseason, had the match of her life against her former school in Nebraska. And as she has developed on the right side, this offense just continues to get better.
Here is Falduto, expert at the service line as well as at the defensive end. Merzik, high snap over the top of the block. And notice that ball was set all the way out to the pin that time by Stark.
Something that we keyed in on yesterday as we talked to her about the difference in the sets that she gives to her different players. She said, I have to give Jess Merzik the line, have to give her that option. But what a smart swing that time by Jess Merzik, just the snap up high.
Marquette in some reception trouble to start this second set. Penn State hitting .441 so far on the match, 0.57 for Marquette. Falduto again, just underway, second set. If you're just joining us, Creighton took out the two-time defending NCAA champion Texas Longhorns, 3-1. Nice response. Aubrey Hamilton down the line, first team all Big East.
And when they've got the three-option pass, all of a sudden Marquette is right there in it. They just need to give themselves a little better first contact so that they can force that Penn State block to be uncomfortable.
Out of system, Merzik, good room to swing off the top of the tape and missed out of bounds. Yeah, when we went to practice yesterday, look, let's be honest, we were wondering, does Marquette have the weapons to compete? I mean, offensively, do they have the arms? The answer is yes, but they've got to take care of business from the service line and create some opportunities. Good pass by Merzik, good response. Mendelson on the step out, and that's going to be a net violation, nullifying that dig and a point opportunity for Marquette.
Mendelson's such an interesting story in that she also played basketball at Nebraska. So when she transferred last spring to Penn State, it was the first time in her career that she was a volleyball-only athlete. And Coach Schumacher-Colley told us the training really paid off for her to be able to focus in on just being a middle blocker.
Merzik trying to go down the line. Back to Mendelson, the transfer, as you mentioned. 2 kills per set, hitting .319. Those are very, very solid numbers. And back to the arms. You look at Aubrey Hamilton, Ella Foti, Patty Bray, and Natalie Ring. Those are 4 arms that can score in any conference in the country. They just need more opportunities. They'll get one here. Boy, what a set.
Wow.
Are you kidding me? What a play by Jillian Grimes, and what a tough swing taken by Cameron Hanna.
Spoke too soon. We were fully expecting this to be an opportunity for Marquette. Look at Cameron Hanna taking the ball over her shoulder, the quick footwork to put herself in position to turn on that. Really well played.
3.6 kills per set, hitting .294 is Hanna. Tough serve, dialed up by Quinn Menger, wearing number 24. That's 25 aces so far on the year.
Such a difficult role to play on a team is that serving sub, to come in and be expected to make that immediate impact. And that time, Menger just drops one in.
Boy, that is really well done. Another point scoring opportunity. Falduto with a perfect response. Falduto number 2, setting up Taylor Trammell number 1.
This ball is taken out of Izzy Stark's hands so quickly. That is a very fast tempo ball. Trammell in the air before the set's even made.
Trammell hitting .442 on the year. That's second best behind only Nebraska's Andy Jackson in the Big Ten Conference. Another point scoring opportunity. Hanna again, just out of bounds. Quality swing, but ran out of real estate. Good swing by number 8 in white.
First error of the day for Cameron Hanna. Comes on her 11th swing.
Manchante back to serve. Falduto, perfect dime, and Izzy Stark Taking a page out of Kendra Wake's book.
Yeah, that looks familiar. If you were watching our first match, we saw quite a few of those. And Izzy Stark has good height up at the net as a setter, takes full advantage of it there.
Comes from a volleyball family. Both her parents, Doug and Erica, both played college volleyball. Doug played at Ball State, a historic and legendary program in the Midwest, and Erica Hibben, there they are. Erica Hibben played for Mick Haley at the University of Texas.
Izzy joked with us yesterday and said, you know, sometimes when your parents are trying to give you volleyball advice, you can kind of shrug it off because they don't really know what they're talking about. She said, I have to listen to my parents. They actually know what they're talking about.
That's interesting. My son played tennis in college, and he never listened to a word I said. He says, Dad, what do you know about tennis? Give me a break. Here is Hannah back to serve. It's the 10-6 lead now for the Nittany Lions. Oh, very good set. Aubrey Hamilton going high flat. Stark, long range. Remember, double contact, the rules have changed. Wasn't pretty, but it's legal. That was a tough chance for Taylor Trammell, followed up by Hannah.
I like the response from Marquette.
Absolutely.
Battling here in this second set after getting taken down pretty handily in the first set. And, you know, you talked about the comeback that they had against Utah. And Coach Tice said, you know, a younger group may not have had the composure to rebound, but we want to extend the season as long as we can for our seniors. He said our theme all year has been, but not yet. We know the season will come to an end, but not yet has been their theme.
What a dig, and then a subsequent set by the libero, Jillian Grimes. Big time play by the libero, number 3.
Transition volleyball, something that Marquette had knew coming in that they had to be able to do really well. And we're seeing Penn State right now as the team who is being feisty in transition.
Fody over the top, Grimes again. Only 5'6", so stretched out and gave her team an opportunity to score, and they do with Merzik once again.
I like the fact that Merzik is just not trying to do too much. It doesn't have to be the flashy, hard hit ball. She's seeing the court.
Penn State defeated Delaware State in the opening round, and then a very good team from North Carolina in the second. There's one of those big arms, yep. Patty Bray, and it was Bray before that absolutely detonated a ball out the middle, only to be rejected or dug by Grimes. There is Fody playing on that very sore right ankle. Sprained at Utah just at the start of the 5th set. That ball missed out of bounds by Mendelson, looking for a touch, but none detected. That will make it 12-9. Marquette very capable. Nice play by Merzik. Love that overhand reception. Oh, Jaravicius. That ball was tucked down inside. Caroline Jaravicius, 6'2", redshirt freshman out of Cleveland, Ohio. You mentioned the transfer from the Cornhuskers. Her father, Joe, 11 years in the NFL, a legend as a receiver at Penn State. Won a Super Bowl championship with Tampa Bay. Oh, smart shot by Merzik. Again, once out to the pin. There is Joe Jaravicius. What a career he had in the NFL and as a receiver at Penn State. It took a while for his daughter to get here.
Yeah.
He finally said, hey,
true.
You got it right. And
you see it written all over his face, don't you? How hard it is to be a spectator and even harder to be a parent. Yes.
Free ball, where is Stark going to go? Not a perfect free ball pass. Goes to Mendelson, who's rejected. Maggie Mendelson, what do you do as a middle blocker when that ball is on you? That was a tough chance for 44 in white.
I think, because I do think this ball would be out of bounds off the block, but it comes back at you so quickly. She hasn't even landed yet. It takes great body control to adjust to that in the air, and it's really just a great block.
13-11. It's a mistake going to Grimes, and Merzik loves that ball to the outside. If you're wondering about the black sleeve on Jess Merzik's leg, she's had a thigh strain, a thigh issue for for a long time, she told us yesterday, and keeps that on just as a bit of protection. It's not going to get any better until she stops playing volleyball, and that's not for a while. And then she'll have a small break, and then she'll turn pro.
That's right. She said, at this point, I'm just old. She said, you know, you do whatever you do whatever you can to make things feel a little better at this point.
9 of 16, off to a very good start. Off speed that time, nicely done by Ring.
And you can feel Marquette slowly gaining some momentum here as the confidence builds.
Well, Marquette has played Stanford, they played Wisconsin, they played Pittsburgh, they played Creighton 3 times. They're not punching above their weight. They are very used to this level of competition. Mendelsohn. That ball's passed a little bit too tight. Ball handling, a rare ball handling error that time for Penn State. And a lovely dig in the backcourt by Studer. 14-13. This is more like what we expected as opposed to what happened in the opening set when Penn State won it 25-15. Good set by Mendelsohn and Cameron Hanna. Very, very nicely done by the middle blocker. We have come to our media timeout. Second set here in the regional semifinals at University Park. Penn State on top by 2. The first time since 2016, and obviously play the winner of the bottom of the bracket, either number 5 Marquette or number 1 Penn State. Later this evening, Nebraska will take on Dayton. Wisconsin will play Texas A&M. Those matches are in Lincoln, Nebraska. There is Menger coming out of the timeout, the media timeout. Good block touch. Faldudo, perfect contact. Nice play by Brezowitz to keep that ball off the floor. That's too tight. Joust coming. What a save by Faldudo. Why was she there? What a read. And that ball hit out of bounds.
Incredible defense by Faldudo. We talked to Katie Schumacher-Colley earlier this year about the 2 libero system, and perhaps would Faldudo and would Grimes both be in the libero jersey, and she said, you know, I don't like the rhythm of that. And she said, I like the idea of having them both on the floor in some rotations together. And so we've seen most teams go away from that 2 libero system as the season's gone on.
Do you have arms, Marquette?
Yes.
Yep, the Golden Eagles as well. A lot of birds in the Big East Conference. We got the Blue Jays and the Golden Eagles. I like it.
We talked about Ring redshirting a season ago in order to increase the number of tools in her toolbox, to grow more shots, but her favorite is still the hard hammer angle, and you can see why.
Leading the way, 6 kills on 13 swings. Is coming to Hanna. Good block touch. This is the key. Can you transition? Turn that dig into points? Yes, they do. Number 17 in gold, Ring once again.
It's a block touch. Do not underestimate the importance of Fody here. She does so many small things for this Marquette team. It's the soft block, the ability to transition that ball.
Hanna again, out of system, ripping into the cross court, dug by Brezowitz. Out to Hanna again, and into the net, just like that. We knew Marquette would not go away. Tied at 16, and a timeout is called by Katie Schumacher-Colley of Penn State. Very by his team, tied at 16 here in the second. Marquette 25-8 on the year. A number 5 seed taking on the top seeded in this section of the bracket, number 3 seed overall, Penn State. Service error to Faldudo. That was very easy, but a superb block touch. And inside again, red hot is Natalie Ring.
And Brezowitz back there in left back, along with Aubrey Hamilton, they have been able to defend some swings from Cam Hanna, and all of a sudden, some defense out of the back row, those soft block touches at the net, and we're seeing the transition offense from Marquette.
We got to find a way to keep track of block touches. They're like speed bumps against a fast break offense. A good response by Taylor Trammell. As the game has gotten higher, as the game has gotten faster and more athletic, all of those slowdowns, those speed bumps are vitally important to your chances at the defensive end.
Yeah, so those are just some of the numbers that we are not able to appreciate. We don't have the raw data. That and the serve-receive numbers are what, you know, can go so far in determining a match.
Stark back to serve. Connection not there to Hamilton out of the back row. Trammell again. Good read by Brezowitz. That was easy. Cut shot, stabbed by Jaravicius. A little bit tight. What a difficult swing. High flying by Hannah that time.
It's really what separates Hannah in my mind is the fact that she turns some of the really difficult swings into kills. We've seen her make a few errors on in-system swings, but it's the highlight reel balls that she finds the easiest.
Yeah, both outsides for Penn State exceptional right now. That ball tucked inside. Carson Murray, graduate out of Lee Summit, Missouri. But going back to Merzick and Hannah, 9 of 16 is Merzick, 8 of 16 is Cameron Hannah with reasonable error rate. 3 for Merzick, 2 for Hannah. And when we talk about it hitting error, either a ball hit out of bounds or a block back on your side for a point. Oh, what a rip. Cameron Hannah has got a big right arm.
I noticed Izzy Stark coming out of right back in that particular rotation is standing right in front of Coach Schumacher-Colley prior to the serve. And lots of communication between those two. Only a freshman setter, her first NCAA tournament, so much on her plate. And they talk through the game a lot, you can see throughout the course of the match.
Tight reception, saved by Enchante, should be an opportunity. Oh, smart swing by Merzick. Free ball coming. Jaravicius, good block touch. Marquette ahead in the point. One-on-one to the outside. Dug by Hannah. Point of the match so far. Fody. Tough chance playing on a bum ankle. What a play by Grimes. Pretty good stuff on both sides. Who is going to win the long rallies? And the crowd certainly involved here at Rec Hall in University Park, the home of Penn State. As you know, 20-18 the lead.
Tell you what, it's point Penn State, but Marquette makes them earn it. One of the best rallies of the day. Plenty of digs to go around, and Jess Merzick is the finisher.
Maybe it didn't look like it in the opening set when Penn State won it 25-15, but Marquette is right in this match, 71-3 all time. Of course, Penn State, the only program in the country to have appeared in all 44 NCAA championships. The only teams to put a mark in the loss column here at Rec Hall during the NCAA tournament. UCLA in 2001, Temple in 2002, and Tennessee in 2005. And the run continues. Cameron Hannah doing it from the service line, attacking on the outside, and also defensively.
And Paul, worth noting, Penn State undefeated here in Rec Hall this season, and one of those wins includes a win over Nebraska.
That is a tough serve, well handled by Brezowitz. Oh, there are some arms. We talked about Hamilton. We've seen Ring. Hattie Bray out of the middle as well.
And if anyone can isolate these hitters and get them a good look, it's on Shante. She just has a beautiful delivery. The way she holds those hands so still, Paul, and then shoots it out there. You're guessing as a middle blocker.
Big East Setter of the Year in 2022. Right side to Jaravicius. Wow. What a swing into the deep, deep cross-court corner.
That couldn't have walked it over there and set it down any better than that.
That looked like it was setting up to be an opportunity for Marquette. But don't tell that to Caroline Jaravicius. Now 3 kills on 8 swings. That was big. 22-19 is the lead. Very well handled. One-on-one. Look at Grimes flying around. And off the block and out of bounds. Aubrey Hamilton once again, the big arm, number 10 in gold for Marquette.
Aubrey Hamilton just now at 5 kills. It's taken her a little while to get going on those 20 swings, but Natalie Ring with 8 kills already. So getting the production at the left side.
Jenna Reitzman on the floor now, wearing number 4 in gold for Marquette. Fody to serve, once again playing on a very, very sore right ankle. Free ball coming to Penn State. Sienna Eiffel on the floor. That was my mistake. And off the block and out of bounds. Gutsy set that time into the middle to Mendelson.
Interesting, a quick blocking sub there for Marquette as they bring Eiffel in and go without a setter for that quick point.
Timeout called by Marquette. Trailing 1-0. They were right there.
Penn State volleyball, and one of the keys to that was senior leadership. It's a team with a whole lot of history, you know, a whole lot to lean into, and senior leadership is a big piece of that, and I think Jess Merzick can provide it for this team.
Katie Schumacher-Colley once again. Talk about a full plate. Lots of responsibility as the head coach, only the third all-time. Tom Tate was the very first. Then, of course, Russ Rose, 1,330 wins, 7-time national champion. The mother of three, mother of Stella, Nora, and Shay, 14, 13, and 10. And we've talked about, Shelby reiterated the battle that she is going right now, recovering from breast cancer. Must have right now for Marquette. Hamilton high up into the block. Fody with a good set and tucked inside. Huge swing by number 10.
Hamilton, first swing, is able to reset and get an even better look at it, and then she challenges that left hand of Mendelson and comes up the winner.
First ever meeting in the NCAA tournament between Marquette and Penn State.
No setter on the floor, although Fody originally came to Marquette as a setter, so they make the blocking sub.
What a swing. You know, you look at that, and it's conservative, but it's got so much top spin. It's designed to be in front of the defender.
Yes.
Very smart.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about with Jess Merzick when I talk about the smart swings. This isn't just a roll shot into the middle of the floor. She knows exactly where she's going with this ball. When you're scoring on your off speed, things are going well.
And Molly Brezowitz is an outstanding libero, and that defeated her into area 4-5, if you will. Set point number 1, 24-21 is the advantage for Merzick. 11 kills. Out of the back row, Hamilton, dug by Merzick. Oh, aggressive swing. Take chances, and it comes up 7-11.
And it's been a theme. That's not a one-off. It has been a theme throughout this match, is that Penn State has been very aggressive in their out-of-system opportunities.
Cameron Hanna with a big swing well off the net. 10 kills on 18 swings, hitting .444. As a team, Penn State up 2-0. Hit .352 so far on the match. Marquette was right there, but Penn State just a little bit better. Made the plays down the stretch and closed out the second set by a score of 25-21. Merzick there, Cameron Hanna, Taylor Trampan.
There were plenty, because in that second set alone, Penn State had 20 kills. That's a huge number. They had 3 service aces. They scored 23 of the 25 points. So it's not that Marquette is giving it to them. It's the execution from Penn State right now. Marquette only had 12 kills, so +8 to Penn State. And we said coming into this one, against a big physical team like Penn State, Marquette's ability to terminate would be tested, and that's what we saw there in the second set.
Nice play by Grimes once again, but just out of bounds. If you score 23 points in your own side, you are not going to lose. What do you see there, Missy?
I see 34 kills for Penn State. Absolutely huge number. They are just terminating at such an elite level.
On the season, Penn State averages just over 17 points per set. Say, well, wait a minute, we're playing to 25. And you add in there balls hit out of bounds, hitting errors, service errors. But a number upwards of 18 is outstanding. And so to score 23 is no wonder that Jess Merzick and Penn State are up 2-0. Marquette now must respond. A must-win situation. Merzick, nice tip over the top. Unshante keeps that ball alive. Trammell, no, back to the outside again. Really good choice by Izzy Stark.
It's that flat set, as we talked about earlier. 2 different players on the left side for Penn State, and it's a nice flat ball from Izzy Stark. I like the fact that this isn't too tight to the net. She has all the ability to swing around that block.
Izzy Stark was Freshman of the Year in the Big Ten Conference. Bergen Riley from Nebraska was Setter of the Year. Charlie Furbringer, also a freshman, leading the way for Wisconsin. So a couple of freshmen nipping at the heels of Bergen Riley, who's only a sophomore.
Trying to get Carson Murray going in transition there that time for Marquette. I like the connection, the quick ball to the middle. Carson Murray has talked about how hard it is as a middle blocker, and this is often overlooked, but you're being asked to max jump as a blocker, transition off the net, get back on, and max jump again in order to take an attack.
Transition opportunity, looking high flat, and that ball missed out of bounds by Foti. One of the things that Ryan Tice was talking about. They're having their opportunities. The transition numbers, okay. That was a miss that time by Foti, out of bounds. Ryan Tice in his 11th year. Very good serve by Faldudo. Boy, slapping it around. That's good work that time. Number 17, Ring, keeping the ball alive. And then Hamilton out of the middle wearing Carson Murray out of the middle wearing number 12. Jenna Reitzman will go back to the line, and Ring will go to the sideline. 15 subs, 2 timeouts, a couple of challenges. Tough serve. Oh, you got to hit that. Dug in the backcourt by Faldudo. Aubrey Hamilton going up against 2 big blockers. Mendelson along with Izzy Stark, who I think got most of that one.
And I'm with you, Paul. I think on an overpass opportunity, you have to go up and take a swing. The defense isn't set. This is too good of a blocking team, too good of a defensive team to reset the ball like that and allow the block to set up on you.
Oh, look at that handle by Brezowitz. Very nicely done. And the tap down, as you pointed out, get Carson Murray, who comes in at a 370 efficiency clip. She'll give way. And going back to serve is Molly Brezowitz, 5'7" sophomore out of Burlington, Wisconsin.
Feels like a very purposeful set selection for Marquette right now as they're working the middle of the court. So hard to terminate from the outside against this Penn State team.
Stark tapping up into the block. You don't often see setters recycle the point, but here comes Cameron Hanna. That was a very, very smart play by number 21 in white.
Paul, you and I have talked throughout the day about dynamic outside hitter duos. And boy, do you have to include Penn State's Jess Merzick and Cameron Hanna because of the fact that Cameron Hanna has just come on so strong this season.
There is Quinn Menger, defensive specialist, got her 25th ace in the second set of this match. Good service pressure. Well off the net, chance for Penn State. Boy, Merzick is so good at that overhand dig. Hanna looking for high hands, missed that out of bounds.
The challenge here, I think, for Penn State is simply to keep their foot on the gas. You know, you've got to put together 3 sets. It is a long match. It requires a lot of focus.
What a pass. That rattles through. Nicely done by Marquette to give themselves an opportunity and got a piece of the block. Very, very smart swing by number 10, Hamilton.
That's where you can see Hamilton really frustrate a defense. We talked about the difficulty to terminate against such a physical block, but when you can turn it and use those hands, take that block out of the equation, it's a whole new game.
Boy, Foti really putting some good service pressure on. Hamilton again, no right side. Big arm once again. 22, Hattie Bray with a kill. Timeout called by Penn State. The Golden Eagles come out of the second set intermission trailing 2-0, but now on top 8-4, putting some pressure right back on top of Penn State. Nice response by Marquette. Beyond this round, back with Shelby Coppage and Missy Whittemore and Paul Sunderland. Marquette right now siding out. I know it's very, very early, but siding out at 100%. That means in reception, they're a perfect 5 for 5.
It's one way to separate yourself on the scoreboard.
There is Foti. Remember what Ryan Tice said to Shelby. They've got to do a job at trying to slow down Jess Merzick and Cameron Hanna. Easier said than done. Oh, what a dig by Brezowitz. Oh, wonderful, wonderful, gutsy defensive play hanging in against an opposing attacker.
huge rip from Hannah Brezowitz, and then a one-arm stick save that you see there from Fody. Fody is such an interesting player, just a bag full of tricks. She's actually a redshirt junior, but is ending her career here at Marquette this season, and she's headed to Pepperdine to be a beach player.
That ball is up by Studer. Oh, good cross court. Caroline Jaravicious, we showed her father Joe earlier on, and there he is once again, keeping to himself. And she's been a little bit quiet so far, had a big opening to the tournament. Jaravicious was 8 of 19 in their second round win against North Carolina with very limited errors. Right side, big arm once again. Boy, do you like Bray, number 22, on the slide.
Marquette doing everything they can to keep Penn State from getting any fire from behind the service line, just not allowing them to score points off serve.
Creighton, a winner earlier this evening over University of Texas. That ball out of bounds, still to come from Lincoln, Nebraska. It'll be Wisconsin taking on Texas A&M, one of the upset teams that took out Arizona State, much higher seeded, and Nebraska will play Dayton. 9-7 is the lead for Marquette. Must win to extend the match.
Some real movement on that serve from Hannah.
Absolutely. Oh, what a dig by Brezowitz, and legally kept in play. Right side, Jaravicious. Bray with a good block. Oh, what a crush. Music is Merzik to the Penn State fans.
And they respond, don't they?
I mentioned legally tracked down on this chase. We're going to look at Merzik. But in women's college volleyball, you cannot go past the imaginary center line as it extends past the official to track down a ball. That's for player safety. Men's college volleyball, you can go wherever the heck you want. They don't care about the guys.
Yeah, that's right. Let them go after it. Enchante has found something with Bray here in this third set. The connection on the slide is golden.
Better serve reception from Marquette to set that up. Yadira Enchante wearing number 1 out of Lima, Peru. And that ball missed just out of bounds. You know, we look at lists of setters. I thought Cammie Minor was absolutely spectacular last night for Stanford in their win over Florida. We talked about Bergen Riley. We just saw Kendra Waite, Charlie Furbringer, Emma Grome. Wonderful job and career at Kentucky. Rachel Fairbanks, the same at Pitt. And then Izzy Stark, you add to that list as well.
That's right.
Oh, good block. Nicely done. Nathalie Ring with the tap down. The lead is 11-9. Penn State won the opening set easily and got really challenged in the second before pulling away. Cameron Hanna and Jess Merzik were fantastic down the stretch. Making Merzik do a lot of work in reception and then attack. Ring. This is one point scoring opportunity. Rejected. Jaravicious along with Mendelson.
What a big physical double block there for Penn State. And that has been the challenge for Marquette, is to match up with that physicality at the pins. I think that's why we saw early in this third set with good ball control, they were really trying to force the middle. They've got to create some space for their left sides out there.
Overpass, no, saved by Enchante. That was a pretty big block. Jaravicious is 6'2", and Mendelson is 6'5". That's just too much velocity from number 9, Merzik. There's Jaravicious, number 14, started her career at Nebraska. Of course, she came to her senses and came back home to Penn State, if you will. I'm just kidding. Faldudo, a nice serving run here, tied at 11. Oh, love that. You talked about getting Murray involved. What a good delivery that time.
There it is. And it's a good delivery because we saw Enchante pulled off the net. And so as you're coming off the net, the block on the outside has to go ahead and release, and that creates that one-on-one opportunity for Murray.
Here's Reitzma. What a perfect pass, and nicely done by Stark.
And why would you not? It's 6'1". She is quite capable of being an attacker for Penn State. She should have some kills every set. Force the defense to think about you as well.
Tied at 12, third kill for Izzy Stark. Penn State hitting .304. Chance here for Fody once again. What a dig by Merzick. Playing center field. Left side to Hamilton. Dug again by Grimes, and again by Grimes. Cameron Hanna, but Grimes along with Merzick, absolute magic at the defensive end.
Another dig. Look at this. Laying out to her left, the one-arm jab, and then off the edge. What a smart swing across her body by Hanna.
First lead of the set for Penn State. Mendelson out of the middle.
Izzy Stark not afraid. Give me the ball and I'll give it right back to you.
Nicely done, number 44. Good first contact. Pass the ball low and quick to your center. Set me again, and Izzy Stark did exactly that.
Tice was extremely calm in the huddle just now. He said, where are my outsides and my middles? I need you to adjust your read on the block. He looked at his outsides and said, we need to take away the slide from Penn State. You're fine, stay aggressive, Paul.
Thank you, Shelby. We'll see how that plays out. Important moment right now. Faldudo with a sprawling dig. Oh, Cameron Hanna absolutely tattooing the sideline. Brezowitz was there, but this ball just had too much on it.
It does. The elevation over the block. I mean, she's just going up and over, and the snap of the wrist to grab that line.
Fastball wins.
Yeah.
It's a good rotation. Merzick has put on a lot of service pressure. A chance to extend the lead. Merzick out of the back row. Good swing, looking for the touch. Fine trajectory, good hard swing, just missed the top of the hands.
Yeah, and if there's maybe one thing that hasn't been able to click so far for Penn State today, it's that right back attack from Jess Merzick, where they like to run her out of that right back corner. They just haven't found that today.
Break for Marquette after the unforced error. Faldudo, shank pass, saved by Stark. Perfect first ball contact and unloaded once again. Haiti Bray has got a big arm out of Hancock, Wisconsin. First team all Big East for number 22.
And those are the points Marquette knows they have to have. They forced Penn State out of system. They have to transition that and come back with a kill.
Perfect pass. Where do you go? You go quickly to Hanna. Good block touch that time by Fody, one-on-one. Nobody there. Hanna was caught inside. Bray, I like the choice. Dug by Grimes. And an unforced error. Nicely done by Marquette to fight their way back into this must-win set.
It looked like maybe Marquette had missed their opportunity. They had a free ball look. Bray not able to finish it, but Cam Hanna lets them off the hook there.
Third tie this set. Oh, tough serve. Merzick well handled. I think that ball was down. We might have a challenge, but play on. Nobody else thinks so. What a block, one-handed by Fody. On the slide. Good block deflection. Mendelson was there along with Hanna for the kill.
Tell you what, Paul, Fody is a battler. Up there at right front, several times she's been left alone, and it's reaching with left hand, reaching with right hand, everything she can do to soft block, and she just about had another one there, but she grabs a piece of the net.
And Ted Kills at Utah in that 5-set win before, I won't say tweaking, because that was not a tweak.
No.
That was a full-on turn and twist of the ankle. Penn State leading 16-15. Menger is very good at the service line. Hamilton. Look at Merzick playing defense. Averages almost 2.5 digs per set. Right side, Fody through the block and down.
If there's a player who's got a little fire in her and can get this team going, it's Fody. When she went down in that 5th set at Utah, all of a sudden they have a huddle, they fall behind, and it's Fody comes into the huddle and riles the troops up.
And thanks for 15 substitutions, because Ryan Tice used 3 different players to work his way through that 15-point tiebreaker and advance to the regional semis.
What does that say about Fody's skill set and all that she does?
Yeah, what does it say about number 22?
Yeah.
Very nice job at the blocking end as well. Marquette back on top, 17-16.
Nice work by Bray.
Not easy to stop Taylor Trammell. Smart set, right side. Hamilton is dug. Oh, what a shot. I think that's a mistake by Marquette, not having any hands in front of that relatively well-located set to Cameron Hanna.
It's the length of Cameron Hanna, though, that makes her so dangerous in what appear to be these completely out-of-system balls. And you're right, Bray just lost track of it. It didn't go where anyone was expecting, and Bray just lost that ball for a moment.
Hanna now with 16 kills on 31 swings, hitting .387. Excellent block touch. Hanna again. Cameron Hanna is on fire right now for Penn State.
Another perfect dig out of the backcourt by Jess Merzick.
And this is where Izzy Stark, remember talking to us yesterday? I've come to understand, I know now when somebody's hot, and I'm going to feed them, going to feed the beast. Watch for another one coming to Hanna if they get a dig. Oh, what a block. Doing it all. Timeout called by Marquette. It's right now the Izzy Stark and Cameron Hanna show. It's a team game, but number 8 in white for Penn State, the 19-17 lead. The winner to take on Creighton. More volleyball later this evening on the ESPN family of networks. Nebraska, Dayton, Wisconsin, Texas A&M. Well handled. Hamilton again. Oh, what a good swing. Aubrey Hamilton, big deep cross court kill. Much needed by Marquette.
And really couldn't be a more difficult situation. Out of system, look at this. Everyone knows where this ball is going. The block is there well before Hamilton. And look at that, cuts it inside.
3-time all-conference performer for the Golden Eagles. Nicely done. Taylor Trammell out of the middle once again, second in the conference, as I mentioned. Their conference, of course, being the Big Ten, to only Andy Jackson, coming in at a clip of .442 efficiency. Trammell now 6 of 12, only hitting .417, so having an off night. 20-18, must have for Marquette. And that ball will drift just out of bounds. Good communication in the backcourt that time by Studer along with Hamilton. Talked that one over the end line. Hanna will sub out, giving way to expert defensive specialists. Tight pass. Marquette, a chance for the tie. And they've got it.
Bray, the middle blocker who stays in to serve in this rotation, comes up to play right back. So it feels as though it's the perfect opportunity to use your tip shot if you're Penn State. But look at Bray scooping it up. Perfect transition dig.
Carson Murray, 5 kills here in the third. Merzick very good at taking the ball overhand. Studer with the dig. Right side, Jara Vicious.
This is all about setting choices from Izzy Stark, because they caught Murray leaning to her right, thinking that ball is going to the outside. Stark goes behind, and she just can't catch up. Great one-on-one opportunity.
3 of the 4 outsides. Talking about Creighton and Penn State do play 6 rotations. Hanna does not. Oh, that's a wonderful swing. We said that there were capable arms on the side of Marquette, and that was not hyperbole. You have seen lots of examples. Big heat from Bray, and there by Natalie Ring. Hamilton as well. 21 all. Merzick again. What a pass that time by Jocelyn Nathan, who has started 7 out of the last 8 matches for Penn State and really coming through in reception.
Early in the season, when I saw this Penn State team, Jocelyn Nathan not on the floor for them early, but it speaks to the depth of the roster that these players have just battled throughout the season, and you're seeing new people on the floor.
Ace serve, speaking of the littles doing work in the backcourt. Ava Faldudo 5'7" freshman, number 5 recruit, coming out of high school last year, 23-21.
And another piece of Penn State volleyball, when you talk to Coach Schumacher-Cauley, is senior leadership and defensive effort.
Another service winner. There is Dad. He wants to capture the moment. Sitting next to the Starks. Match point number 1. Right side to Fody, and Marquette says not yet. Penn State has been to a regional final 20 times, the last in 2019, the last national semifinal in 2017, the last national championship in 2014. So they're overdue.
Yes.
Match point number 2. Hamilton ready on the left side and through the block and down. 2 match points saved.
Another nice push by Enchante. Strong hands.
Jenna Reitzma got to go after Merzick. Got to serve in, and they do. Stepping in is Grimes. That ball into the antenna, and look at that, 3 match points fought off, and we're tied at 24. You surprised no timeout?
I am. I was looking down right now, expecting one.
There's a lot of trust here. Clutch serving by Jenna Reitzma. Ace serve! I would say that's fairly clutch.
Yes.
Timeout called by the Nittany Lions. 3 match point, set point now for Creighton. Excuse me, for Marquette. Excuse me. Well, they're very familiar. They played each other 3 times this year.
Yes.
Outstanding serving performance. I mean, when you're down a couple of set points, you have to serve in.
That's right.
And did so. And Marquette Golden Eagles took care of the rest. Another tough serve. Good pass. Do you go to Mendelson? No, you go to Merzick. On the outside and missed it out of bounds. That ball was missed out of bounds. We might have a challenge.
I think we do.
Yeah. This is going to be very close. It looked like there might have been a challenge against the Marquette block. It was a very good high swing by Merzick. If the call stands, we play on.
The ruling on the court is ball out. Penn State is challenging that the ball was in.
So I heard the ball, I heard in or out, but I think Penn State was requesting, again, I think I heard Penn State was requesting a touch off the block. As you can see, the initial ruling, ball out of bounds. You start with 2 challenges. As long as you are correct, you keep those 2 challenges.
Paul, if you remember in the second set, Penn State was +8 in the kill category, just terminating.
I do.
All of a sudden, Marquette comes and closes the gap. 15 kills to Penn State 16, and this was a whole nother set.
Ryan Tice asking us, oh, that ball is over the block. Was there a touch in the back court? You know, it's a threefer. You can look at a net violation. They put all of these together. You can look at a touch. That ball looks like it's over.
I think it's over the block.
I do too.
Yeah, I think the question is on the end line.
But was it touched in the backcourt by Reitzma? The officials have got a lot of things to look at right here. The challenge was for ball in or out. If the call stands, Marquette will get on the board, winning the second set 26-24. Missy?
I think the call is going to stand.
I agree. I agree. Jenna Reitzma was trying to touch the ball in the backcourt, but I think she...
After review, the ball is
out. The call is confirmed. Point Marquette.
Play on. What a gutsy comeback by Marquette. They take the third set, backs against the wall. They fought off 3 match points. Jenna Reitzman, the star of the moment from the service line. And let's play on. We knew this was going to be a very competitive section of the draw. What do you know? It's turned out exactly that way. Set number 4 coming up after this.
They have 9 errors, hit for only 152, while Marquette hits for 275, over 100 points higher in efficiency.
Well, Ryan Tice telling our Shelby Coppage, we have to slow down the lefts. They did exactly that, holding Penn State to 152 in that third set. And just to get underway, Penn State dropped a set against North Carolina in this building. They lost the opening set and then came back for the sweep. Jess Merzick right now with 15 kills. Cameron Hanna with 17. Hamilton and Ring with 9 apiece. And Carson Murray, as you pointed out, got very involved in the middle early on, number 12 in gold for Marquette. And that ball drifts just out of bounds. Response from Penn State. What do you see them changing, if anything, to go up against Marquette?
I think if anything, they may take a page out of Marquette's book and go to the middles a little bit earlier, because that's going to alleviate the pressure of the block being able to release on the outside. So I would expect to see a few middle swings early here, maybe switch it up with a few more balls to Jaravicious.
That ball kept alive by Stark. 2 outstanding setters, just like we had in the opening match. Kendra Waite led the way for Creighton in a 3-1 win, as mentioned, over Texas. And Yadira Anchante, wonderful on the floor right now, and Izzy Stark just getting her career started.
Coach Ryan Tice said her ability to put stress on a defense, that's really what sets her apart, the way she moves the ball around, sees the game.
Right side to Jaravicious. What a dig by Anchante. Early transition opportunity, getting a piece off the top of the block. Quality swing by Ring.
That dig by Anchante, by the way, is nothing new. She has 22 double-doubles already this season in terms of double-digit digs and double-digit assists. She had 25 digs in the 5-setter at Utah.
Brezowitz had 21, so they're pretty good at the defensive end. I know that was a long match. Very good location. Merzick over the top, Anchante right there. That ball is off the block and out of bounds. And very, very good start for Marquette. Just like in the third set, backs against the wall, they got out to an 8-4 lead. Tough serve. This guy even got through Merzick's hands. Ball might have been out of bounds. Smart shot up into the block. Ring again, number 17, 6'1" junior out of Madison, Wisconsin.
4 points for Marquette on 4 kills in the current set.
Merzick out to the antenna, registers early on, but seemingly a much-needed kill to get this crowd back involved on the side of Penn State. Playing at Rec Hall, Faldudo back on.
And Merzick doesn't just lead by the way she plays. She is a vocal, emotional leader for this team.
Second-team All-American last year, 4-time All-Big Ten. Good transition set. Merzick, what a roof! Fody on the outside with some help from Murray.
In her 5th season, the graduate middle blocker, Carson Murray, all over this one. Big left hand, and when I say big, I mean big. She's got some big hands up there at the net.
Well, that is a dangerous set right to Mendelson. That is a ball control mistake. I think that was off the bat of Fody. She'd like to have that one back.
Reitzma, I believe, actually. Reitzma out of the back row, yeah. Trying to put it in a position where they don't have to give the free ball, trying to make something out of nothing, get a big swing, but just too tight, almost dangerous.
Reitzma has contributed plenty. You can have a mistake.
Yes, you can have a mistake.
What a job she did from the service line. That ball just out of bounds by Merzick. Cameron Hanna back on. She shares that spot with Jocelyn Nathan. As you pointed out, Missy, most recently a stalwart into the Penn State lineup, sharing that spot. Hanna has been superb offensively, hitting .394. And that ball is out of bounds, trying to keep some pressure on.
Brezowitz just made a really good decision to let that ball from Penn State fly, gets the point, but then gives it right back.
Two aces for Marquette against 8 errors, 6 aces for Penn State against the same number of miscues. There is Quinn Menger. Oh, nice pass. Right on target. And a block right back at you. Izzy Stark with the stuff.
Izzy Stark is the complete package. Look at this. Low, over, strong hands, turns it back in bounds. You think you've got a good matchup when you're the attacker lined up against the opposing team's setter. But Izzy Stark, she's a threat.
Air under that ball, up high up into the block that time from Bray. And better yet, wonderful set and a magnificent swing by Cameron Hanna.
I like the patience of the second swing. She's blocked on the first ball. They go right back to her. And on the second one, she finds a ray around the block. It's not an error on the second swing. She keeps her wits about her.
Tied at 6. Good response by Penn State. Still in the early stages of the fourth. If you're just joining us, Creighton has moved on. A win over Texas. Penn State won the opening set 25-15, won the second 25-21. Then a marvelous comeback by Marquette to take the third 26-24. Short serve, well handled by Trammell. What a swing. Once again, Aubrey Hamilton.
And that's a set from Fody at her right back. She actually came to Marquette as a setter. And then when Anshante came into the program, she made the adjustment to be an attacker on the right side, obviously having attacked as a young player in her club days.
That was really, really a beautiful delivery. Good pass by Faldudo, and there's Cameron Hanna again. Ryan Tice told Shelby we got to slow down the lefts, and that will be a key once again. Easier said than done. They've done a very good job on Jess Merzick. 16 kills, 37 swings, hitting .216, but Cameron Hanna's having her way. Long string set chance here. Stark the first contact. Hanna again. Wow. Tremendous, tremendous range on the outside.
The height she swings from, look at the long extension of the arm and then the snap over the top. It allows her to use every square inch of the court.
Tied at 8. Right side to Bray, good cover. Hanna again. Right side to Jaravicius off the top. Very good blocking system work defensively by Marquette. Hanna off the edge and out of bounds.
Really good execution on both sides of the net, Paul. Secondary setting has become such a huge skill in terms of libero play, and Grimes hanging one up there.
Hanna now 20 kills, 4 already this set. Tied at 9. These two teams meeting for the very first time in the NCAA tournament. Aubrey Hamilton having a nice match. 10 of, 40 swings. But a lot of those, she's gotten her team ahead in the point.
Right.
You know, it's nice to have a kill, but she's putting a lot of pressure on the defense and getting her team, as I said, ahead in the rally, if you will. Cameron Hanna. now with 22 kills.
And often she's swinging into 2 blockers, but in that particular rotation, we know that Izzy Stark likes to use her from the right side because we mentioned earlier Cam Hanna played from the right side last year, so it's a good option for them in serve-receive.
Very nice by Stark, creating the one-on-one. Taylor Trammell with the stuff.
Lots of discussion from the Penn State bench, feeding blocking information into their players, talking about their setup, their hand placement, and you see it pay off.
8 blocks now for Penn State to 6 for Marquette. Hanna does stay in to serve. Do you go to Jaravicius? No. What a block out of the middle by Bray. Jaravicius looking for hands and missed that ball out of bounds. Good work that time by Bray, one-on-one against Taylor Trammell.
A difficult swing there for Jaravicius behind. That ball's well off the net. Doesn't quite get her feet to it to be able to swing off of her right shoulder.
What a pass, right on target. Taylor Trammell, TT, out of the middle.
And Izzy Stark doesn't let her sit on that mistake long. She was blocked moments ago. Before she rotates out, Stark goes right back to her.
Trammell, 22, matches her season high. Career high is 37. We might get there. We might get there if we play 5. Merzik down the line, off the defense and out of bounds.
One of the keys for Izzy Stark, make sure I give Jess Merzik the line. She does just that.
Timeout called by Marquette. What a battle. Didn't look like it after the opening set, but all credit to both of these teams, particularly Marquette, to come back and fight against the #1 seed in this section of the bracket. We'll step aside. Penn State on top, 13-10. Shelby Coppage, Missy Whittemore, I'm Paul Sunderland. Thanks so much for joining us. Again, still more volleyball to come. Wisconsin takes on Texas A&M, Nebraska at Dayton later this evening. Jillian Grimes back at the line. Cameron Hanna leading the way. You look at these numbers, Cameron Hanna and Jess Merzik have 39 kills. The rest of Penn State have 20. Hey, that's about normal.
Yeah, this game is skewed to the left pin, so you better have a pair of outside hitters you can trust.
A misconnection that time out of the middle. Unfortunate timing. I like the choice by Enchante, but just miss Murray.
You compare those numbers to the outsides of Marquette, who have 22 of the Golden Eagles' 40 kills on the day.
Biggest lead of this set so far for Grimes and Penn State. What a reception.
Yeah.
And fantastic play defensively by Nathan. No wonder she's in the lineup. And that ball missed out of bounds. Jocelyn Nathan, 5'6", sophomore defensive specialist, playing big, number 11 in white.
The Littles putting in the effort. In fact, Katie Schumacher-Colley said Penn State volleyball is flying around max effort defensively. I think that's what that is.
6-1 run now for Penn State. Dig by Stark. What else have you got? Merzik. Blocked by Murray. Unlucky bounce that time for Marquette. Back to Merzik again, going off speed.
Over the course of that long rally, the defense gets dug in, expecting the big swing. You see Grimes is able to pick one up there in transition, but then a better shot by Jess Merzik.
Talk about flying around. 64 digs for Penn State, 52 for Marquette. And Marquette's been good.
Yeah.
The run continues. Grimes, service pressure. That's a good job at the service line, continuing to keep pressure on. And that ball served out of bounds, making it 16-11. And back-to-back service errors, both of these teams. You can't just lob the ball into the court. You'll have it run right back down your throat.
However, I will say the miss from Penn State forced Marquette to make a decision. That miss long feels like a better miss than the miss into the net.
Menger, Nathan, along with Ava Faldudo. The defensive specialists, the diggers, the passers, what a job they have done. And Fody, speaking of that, playing on a flat tire, comes out and registers a big kill for Marquette.
Yeah, Fody's a lot of fun. She's going to be a great beach player. She's just got so much game.
Pretty good contact that time by Faldudo. That was a tough serve. That ball just out of bounds. And Jess Merzick is saying absolutely a touch. Katie Schumacher-Colley is going to challenge touch. 2 challenges to start the match. If you were correct, you keep both of them. If we play 5 sets, you get an additional touch off the block.
Penn State is challenging that there was a touch.
Excuse me. Touch off the block, ball in or out, 3-meter line foot fault. Service line foot fault. Ball up or down. If I didn't mention ball in or out. It says ball out, but Katie Schumacher-Colley was right in front of us and said she was challenging touch. So
we talked about Marquette trying to match the physicality of Penn State. In that set that Marquette won, they were only -1 in terms of kills over the course of that set. We see Penn State again here in this set starting to pull away. 10 kills already to Marquette's 4. They have to be able to keep pace here.
the ball was initially called no touch, out of bounds. This is a very, very big call. Marquette, as they did in set number 3 when they were trailing 2-0, now trailing 2-1. Must win this set to force a 5th. The second referee, Paula Martin, still turning the dials, looking at video. This is the most difficult, just the speed of the ball and the frames per second.
Carson Murray ducking her head there so as not to get a facial. She's so high.
The video evidence has to be absolutely 100% in order to turn over the original call. The initial ruling, as you can see, no touch, ball out of bounds. Here it comes.
The ruling on the court is no touch. Call is confirmed.
Jess Merzick not liking that verdict. She wants an appeal. Take that straight to the appeals court.
But as a player, you have to appreciate the fact that your coach has your back.
Absolutely.
Willing to throw the challenge card there.
And that is the most difficult to either confirm or to overturn. Reitzma back on, doing good work at the service line, off speed, and at the defensive end. Big chance here, down the line. Dug again by Faldudo. Fody off the block. Dug by Grimes. Hamilton inside the block. What a dig by Nathan. Penn State ahead in the point. Where do you go? Mendelson out to Merzick. What a point by both of these teams. Brezowitz, wonderful read. Right side, tight set, and that ball into the tape and out of bounds. Gutsy effort once again by Ella Fody, playing on a very, very sore sprained right ankle.
Quite a few balls to the right side there. It felt like Ella Fody just ran out of steam.
Yep. That was very, very close to off the top of the tape and into the arm of Merzick. That might have deserved a challenge. Hannah back on. Hamilton. Brilliant swing.
We've seen some really good left side play today, and Aubrey Hamilton is just one more big arm on the left side. But I think what I like about the left sides we've seen today is we've seen a lot of complete volleyball players, and we've seen what they do beyond the attack.
Merzick rolling the ball in. I think Marquette has got to have this. Hamilton again, showing you all of it. Exactly right. Sharp cross court, roll shot, tip into the campfire, and then this high flat.
And if you're wondering why Merzick goes for that high ball above her head, it's because it's off the top of the block. She has to make a defensive play on that.
And forcing a timeout to be called by Penn State just when you thought it was looking a little bit comfortable. So Katie Schumacher-Colley, once again in her 3rd year, was recently named this season's Big Ten Coach of the Year. And if you weren't with us, courageously battling breast cancer, has undergone a number of chemotherapy treatments. She's kept her players completely involved. They know when she's had chemo. She knows when she's not feeling 100%. But she is in for the fight of her life. And after the first of the year, sadly, she will have to undergo surgery and further chemo treatments and possibly radiation. The fight for her life.
I think it's been an inspiration to her players. When you see your coach show up in the gym day in and day out with a smile on their face despite what she is going through, I think a hard workout all of a sudden doesn't seem quite so difficult. It's pushed these players to really bring their A game every day. You know, they said, coach is doing it for us, we're going to do it for her. Jess Merzick said, you know, we also have to not lose the fun in this. It's a reminder that this is volleyball. And she said it's helped us to remember that there is fun in this.
A needed timeout, and all credit once again to Marquette. They are not going to go away. A very proud program. They fought with Creighton. 3 times they went down to the Blue Jays during the course of the regular season, and then in the Big East Tournament Championship. Huge moment right now in this 4th set. Molly Brezowitz, the outstanding libero, back to serve. Brezowitz has 17 digs. Yadira Anchante has 13. Good pressure, well handled by Faldudo. Chance, high flat again, through the block. Faldudo says not yet. What a swing that time, almost jumping backwards from Cameron Hanna.
And again, Cameron Hanna gets every inch out of her vertical because of how high she contacts the ball. That arm is always high, snaps over the top, just gets the absolute most out of her jump. That time, not much of a jump as an out-of-system swing.
Just a snapper on that from velocity. That was a big play in this 4th set. Hamilton cutting inside. Faldudo again. What a read. You could see that coming, and Hattie Bray wearing number 22 in gold. Wonderful play for Marquette. A huge play to deny Stark.
The freshman Izzy Stark has been incredibly good. This is one she'd like to have back.
I agree. 19-16, still some separation. Tough serve, overpass. Marquette did not do enough with that and missed it out of bounds. That is a net violation, a net violation.
Another overpass opportunity for Marquette where they're not aggressive on the swing, and then they come back. And Penn State with the mistake, but they're into the net. So that's a point that Marquette really let get away.
We're going to have a challenge that there was no net violation.
Ruling on the court is net. Marquette is challenging.
When Marquette goes back and looks at this video and looks at the scoreboard, they did not. Here comes the call.
After review, the call is confirmed. There was a net point. Penn State. Marquette loses the
What
challenge.
they did not do with the overpass.
Yeah.
It could have been within 3 and with some momentum. But instead, Izzy Stark will go back to serve. By my math, each team has a challenge remaining. Penn State has a timeout, as does Marquette. Penn State looking for their 21st regional final, the last in 2019. Good first contact. And thrown into the perfect spot. Absolutely wonderful comeback that time by Bray after the net violation. Moving on.
In both of our matches here today, that has been a vulnerable piece of the court. The deep throw into the center of the court has been difficult to defend.
Trammell after a perfect first contact. All the credit to Jillian Grimes. On the season, 59% good or perfect first contact. Penn has been the offensive leader, 24 kills. Merzick with 18, Trammell with 8. Jaravicius pretty quiet, 5 of 16. Penn State 4 points away. Merzick. Oh, wonderful dig by Brezowitz, and again the heavy hand of Ring.
It's a heavy hand, but it's a smart shot.
Yep. Penn State hitting 272 on the evening. Marquette 201.
Just can't say enough about how well trained the Marquette attack is, not to go hard and low into the block.
Remember, in the third set, Marquette fought off 3 match points. On the overpass, Taylor Trammell knows what to do with that. 3 points away.
And here's what we're talking about with the overpass. When the opportunity presents itself, you have got to bury that one. Don't give the opponent another look.
Tough serve by Grimes, just out of bounds. 12th service error against 6 aces so far for the Nittany Lions. Take that ratio all the time, and they've both of these teams very well trained in the service phase. Here's Enchante. Tight pass, saved by Stark, free ball coming. First contact by Enchante. Very poor set in transition. Smart recycle. Ring through the block and down.
What a good series by Ring to get her feet there on a super difficult set. Have the ability to recycle it. Her team pushes her out to the antenna, and twice now has she gone off the edge of the block.
Ring now leading the way with 14 kills and had very little time in between. Working on Merzick. Merzick, pass to attack. That ball is down emphatically. 23-20.
And right now, it feels like serving Merzick might not be the answer, because she's looking really comfortable in that pass to attack mode.
Timeout called by Marquette. Really like this one. Ryan Tive in small doses in the defensive end. 23-20. 2 points for their 21st regional final in the history of this incredible program.
Interesting substitution, Reitzma in here for Ring. Even though Ring's in the front row, I think it's a serve receive.
Foti. Dug by Nathan. Merzick with a kill. Match points for Penn State. You look at the defensive effort by Penn State, 8 blocks, but 4 players in double-digit digs. 4 players totaling 72 digs.
Max effort defensively.
Match point. Penn State back to the regional finals for the 21st time.
Paul, it's an entire body of work over the course of the season. You can only hope to play yourself in position to host and then take advantage of it, and Penn State has done that. They are back into a regional final.
Look at the numbers. 15 digs for Grimes. Faldudo had 11, 13 for Izzy Stark. As a team, Penn State hits 280. And just a phenomenal performance by Penn State to move on. You saw the note, first time since 2019. But also, all congratulations to Marquette. They were